Video. This one is all about how I do my scrapbooks from my trips. I've got lots of flip through my scrapbooks on my channel, so I thought I'd show you the process of how I come to making them. So I love making scrapbooks. I love flicking through photos, sort of reading back comments from little things that I've done on the trip. So this one is from my recent trip to Greece, and specifically focusing on the day that we went to a little island off Paxos called Antipaxos. So here I'm just sorting out through the photos that I need and deciding which ones sort of would go on the front page. So first ones I chose was from the boat trip over, and then the sort of main beach on the island that we spent most of the day at. So I normally get 4" by 6" photos to fit in a 12 by 12 scrapbook, but sometimes I find that the size of photos just are a little bit too big, so I just trim them down a little bit, just taking a couple of millimeters or a centimetre off the side of each one, and then I find that that's a nice size to be able to get 6 photos on a page. Sometimes I'll leave them as the full size, but for these ones I thought for the amount of photos, I had 18 photos, so it fit 6 photos on 3 pages perfectly. So I just use normal PVA glue. I think I got a big bottle from the works for about £2, so it's nothing special. I just glue the backs and then stick the photos in. So yeah, I started with the boat trip over, sort of as a theme. Sort of made sense to do the journey over there first, and then went on to this one. I kept this one full size because I really like the impact, but I did end up having to trim it to fit the rest of the photos in. And then for the titles for each page, this time I decided to do like a Greek theme, so with blue writing and just a simple font to title each page. So then the next set of photos was separating out sort of a specific point that we stayed at on the island compared to just general ones of the beach, and then decided to go with the general ones first before moving on to the more specific ones where we based ourselves for most of the day. So again, just needed to trim them a little bit. So I got this guillotine from, well, it's not really a guillotine, it's a paper cutter from the range. It was about £5. I'm used to big, massive ones for using in schools, so it was a bit of an adjustment to use a tiny one, but it's really good, and for the cost of it, it was well worth it. So again, just trimming all the photos. And then sorting them out and arranging them on the page. So sort of went for like a kind of traditional linear approach where they were in lines, and then sometimes I play around with the different orders or the order of the different photos to decide what I like best. So I decided to put the ones of us on the beach at the top, and then sort of moving down into the sea as you go down the page. And then because there were 18 photos, obviously I needed 3 pages. So rather than sort of then go on to another page, I decided to rip one out from the back so that it was a bit like a flip book. I just think that works well when there's more photos for one specific thing. So we found this really cool arch in a rock, and so took lots of pictures of that. I thought it was really interesting, and so focused most of this page on there, and then there were a couple of photos of us in the sea for the rest of the page. So I get my photos from a company called FreePrints. It's an app, and they give you a quota of 45 free prints per month. They're really good quality photos, and yeah, they deliver quick. Really happy using them. So now on to the decoration. So I decided to add some Greek writing because I am trying to learn Greek very slowly, and I decided to translate the word beauty and then write it in the Greek alphabet. So we've got an O, an M, another O, the P is an R, the weird squiggly looking thing is an F, and then an I and an A. So that translates as beauty, which I think was pretty apt for where we were. And then onto the journaling bit. So I just like to write a couple of notes about where we went, what we did, and yeah, I use fountain pens for this just because I like the style and I like the way my handwriting comes out on it, but I need to use straight lines, otherwise my writing would go really wonky. And then just stick that in on a spare. I always make sure there's a spare space for the writing on the page. And then finally, these are just a big bulk of stickers that I bought mainly from Amazon. Just bought a couple of packs. So I chose one that said beach bum because obviously it was a beach day. And then I just thought the shell was nice, even though we didn't see any shells like that. And then a little quote that just says, make only memories, leave only footprints. So yeah, that's that page finished. And looking forward to doing the rest of it, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.